1240 radio broadcast is finished at this point, and I'm untangling wires. And we just threw everything in the in the cubby holes over here, and then later on we come and we clean it all.
Yeah, so you had to come in the truck because we've had a downpour and lightning.
That's right.
And in the middle of the festival here, so they've closed down the rides and all of the games. If it happened like earlier today, it'll last about 10 minutes and then everything will clear up again, but
Yeah.
we'll sit here for a few minutes and wait and see what's going to happen. And just the exposure that you're giving us on the radio, I've had phone calls. I ask people where they heard about the story and they tell me WOON radio. And so we're getting stories through our partnership with you. And we thank you for that.
Well, you're very welcome, and we're delighted to work with the library because it's the cornerstone of the entire society in Woonsocket. And I'm sure that a lot of people take it for granted, and that's unfortunate, but it's just something that people do when something's always there and it's nice and they don't have to do anything to keep it there. It tends to be taken for granted for a while, just like a warm home or a nice sunny day when they happen. You kind of take them for granted. But then there are those among us that know how easy it is to lose those sorts of things. Well, we would never want to see anything happen to the Harris Public Library because it's got a great tradition. And I did want to say that I've said this to several other people in public, that the most wonderful thing about the library nowadays is that when I was growing up, the library, any library, but the Woonsocket Harris Public Library, was a place that you went, you found a book, you read it. If you stayed at the library, you were quiet, and there was not a whole lot else to do. And then years went by, and after I graduated from school and was using the library less, because I was building my own library of books and things, I found that the libraries, they were then into videos and pictures and photography and becoming an archive of all kinds of historical information. And I thought that was the most wonderful thing. And then as years went by, I became interested in computers, and I noted that if someone didn't have a computer in their home, if for someone, whatever it wasn't a high enough priority, they couldn't afford it, or whatever the situation was, they didn't have a computer in the home, they could always go to the Harris Public Library and use a computer. And it was something, especially the way the government has embraced the internet these days. I deal with government agencies that don't allow me to mail them anything. I have to use email. I have to go on the website to file an application or to make a report. And if you don't have internet facilities, that could be real troublesome. But the library fills that need for anybody. And I thought that was wonderful. And now, with the video studio at the library, on top of that, just talk about the growth. And the repository of information is just really, it's very special. And I'm so happy and grateful that the staff at the library is looking forward and building and not staying stagnant and making sure that the library is relevant and useful to all the citizens of Woonsocket, past and future.
Thank you.